This week begins with Hoppy Trails docked to the Port Charles Marina, just north of St. Louis. With our cutlass bearing replaced and the engine realigned, we're just about ready to continue south, exiting the upper Mississippi and finally joining the main route of America's Great Loop. Before we go, we have one last stop to make, the St. Louis Zoo. But before that, check this out. We made a little studio at home. As you might know, we are not currently on the boat right now, but we are home for the winter season and making videos of our trip last year.
And we're not so great about talking to the camera in the moment, so this will fill in some of those details we missed.
And this might be a good platform for a Q&A if that's something you'd be interested in. If so, let us know.
If you're in the area more than a couple of days, you should definitely check out the zoo.
It's totally free.
You could fill a whole day just wandering the exhibits.
I think my favorite was the leafcutter ants. Lots of little ants moving big leaves all the way across their pretty sizable enclosure.
I really liked the butterfly exhibit. At most zoos, you have to pay extra for that.
I think Willow's favorite might have been the hippos. You can get really close to them.
It's a really diverse zoo. They care for over 500 species of animals.
The monkeys were pretty cute too. Our next stop is at Perennial Brewing at the Lockwood location. Perennial is one of the many excellent breweries in St. Louis, and we quickly realized that one visit isn't going to be enough to try all the good-looking things on the menu. We'll be back for sure. Meanwhile, back at the marina, some old friends caught up to us. You may remember Captain Dave from our first loop video.
Dave and Helen actually have known me since before I was born. They're longtime family friends of ours, and they are the first people who told us about the Great Loop.
Dave even officiated our wedding.
The Great Loop has been a long-time dream of theirs, their plan for retirement, and it just so happened that we decided to start our loop the same year that they were doing their loop.
So it was really good to catch up with them and swap a few stories of the adventure so far. It's finally time to move on from Port Charles, and by passing the confluence of the Mississippi and Illinois rivers, we finally find ourselves on the Great Loop. The Upper Mississippi is technically considered a side trip, but after 560 nautical miles, we're finally starting to see some looper burgees besides our own.
Our first stop is in Grafton, Illinois, often referred to as the Key West of the Midwest. Things were pretty quiet being so late in the season, but this town could definitely be a good time. Unfortunately, we got almost no footage of it. We invited Dave and Helen to join us for the day and left the cameras behind.
So right away, like when we arrived, there were two other Ranger Tugs there.
We fit in.
We're starting to see a lot more of those. First we hiked up to the winery, but there's no dogs allowed. So we had to come back down, drop Guthrie back off at the boat. And then we just kind of stuck it out at the marina there and had lunch at their oyster house.
We did not have oysters, but the food was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think we did have sangria though. And yeah, that was also good.
Then we went back up to the winery without the dog, and we had the sangria, which is pretty tasty. And they've got beer and other things there too. There's a lot of touristy things. It's a little late in the season right now, but there's zip lines, there's an alpine slide. There's plenty to do if you plan to spend a few days. It's a great stop. Definitely worth visiting as you pass through the area, and probably the most lively of all the marinas that you can choose from.
While they were off returning our friends, Willow and I went exploring, and she definitely did fall off that when I told her to be careful. Don't fall down.
About 15 miles downstream of Grafton is the other popular looper marina in Alton, Illinois. We score a nice covered spot which shelters us from the rainy weather and make our way into town.
Just outside the marina is a riverfront park with a playground and a splash pad. There's also a large amphitheater that hosts concerts and festivals if you're here during the summer season.
A monkey at your back.
I'm right here.
A monkey rider. Monkey rider.
We make our way across the freeway into town to find dinner at the Old Bakery Beer Company. The brewery is located in a neat old brick building and welcomes dogs too. The beer was good, some of their barrel-aged stouts were especially good, and the food was quite tasty too, including a lot of vegetarian options and creative sandwiches. We meant to get their fried olives, but forgot. Oh well, I guess we'll have to go back. Well, today is a big day. If you don't count yesterday's little jaunt from Grafton to Alton, today is the first day we're joining the Great Loop. We're finally past the confluence where the Illinois River meets the Mississippi River, and now we follow in the tracks of where everybody else is going too. So that's pretty exciting for us. Today we're leaving Alton, Illinois to Hoppies Marina. It's about 40 miles away, and that's the last fuel stop before we get to Paducah, which is going to take us about 4 to 5 days to get there. We probably don't need to fill up at Hoppies, but everybody says it's a must stop for the experience of it. So I think that's our plan for today. Right after we leave the Alton Marina, there is a lock, so we'll go down that, and it's a pretty big one from what I understand. And then a little further down, we reach the Dam of Rocks, which a couple years ago, a sailboat actually missed the turn. It didn't go to the canal and got stuck on the rocks instead. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. And then finally, we get our photo opportunity at the arch. So that's the plan for today, and here we go. Hoppy Trails.
No price, go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Southbound Pleasurecraft Hoppy Trails. We're at the Alton Marina and just looking for a ride down whenever you guys get in a moment.
10-4, turn the chamber around and I'll give you the green light. It'll be the chamber out in the middle of the river. I'll get back with you whenever I'm ready.
Okay, we'll head your way. Thank you. Now that we've been through a few locks with floating bollards, we're getting a little smarter with the line management to make it an easier ride down. Hoppy Trails is secure. So this is way better this time, because instead of last time when I was just holding on for dear life, we got this worked out. So that I just sit here and supervise, while Morgan gets to do all the work holding the rope. You're doing a great job, hon. The Melvin Price lock, which replaced Lock 26 in 1990, is the first one we've crossed that uses a vertical lift gate, versus the more standard miter gate, to control the water level. Shortly after departing Melvin Price, we pass the mouth of the Missouri River and double-check our charts because we're quickly coming upon the Chain of Rocks Canal, where it is very important that you don't miss your turn.
Around 2:20 p.m., St. Louis Fire Department receives a call for a rescue on the Mississippi. A sailboat missed their turn and it was stuck on the Chain of Rocks.
Despite the large sign, it's easy to see how a boater might haplessly follow the wide river and miss the turnoff altogether.
Don't forget saw. sharing with someone.
Music.
Little bunny boo boo hopping through the forest.
Scooping up the field mice and dropping them on the head.
The canal is over 8 miles long and takes us the better part of an hour to reach Lock 27. We expected to encounter a lengthy wait behind a large tow. The small auxiliary lock was open and they cleared us right in. So we haven't mentioned it, but this whole time that we were cruising down the Mississippi, we didn't see a whole lot of other loopers. And even once we came to the confluence and started working our way down south past Grafton, there still weren't a whole lot of loopers. And that's because just south of Chicago, in 2023, there was a lock closure that traps almost the entire Great Loop fleet up in Lake Michigan.
It was one of the few times we were ahead of the pack.
Yeah, it was pretty slick to not have to fight for marinas or anchorages or anything like that. Unfortunately, what that means is as we were getting close to the Gateway Arch, there weren't any buddy boats to take our picture. But with a little creativity with our cameras, we still got the shot. The current really picks up after Lock 27, and we're able to maintain 9 knots at our 6-knot power setting. After another 22 miles, we pull up to Hoppies Marina near Kimmswick, Missouri. Hoppies Marina. There's not a whole lot to Hoppies. It's just a couple barges tied together with a shack in the middle and a fuel pump. And that's why most people stop there, is that it's the last fuel before Paducah, which is another 180 nautical miles to run. And a lot of boats can't make it all the way from St. Louis to Paducah on one tank of gas. It seems like everybody's got a Hoppies story.
My Hoppies story was not what I anticipated my Hoppies story would be. I had a little bit of a run-in when I brought Guthrie up to go potty with another dog, and it was quite a scary experience, and one that has made me more aware of my situation. I was much more aware of my surroundings after that moment.
The town of Kimmswick is a 15-minute walk away and offers a few shops and restaurants. There's Monkey. There's Willow. There she is. It's pretty late in the day, so the only place open is the winery, and we stop for a drink and a snack. One nice thing about stopping at Hoppies is that they give you a nightly briefing for loopers that'll be continuing downstream. Shortly after Hoppies, you'll be taking a turn onto the Ohio River, and that'll catch you to the Tennessee River. And there's just not a lot of services out through there. So the briefing is really helpful with information like where to anchor, where to tie up, lots of good information for the days ahead. That's all for this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.